In this video, I'm going to show you how to hunt opening day and just really how to hunt the first couple weeks of the hunting season in general. So the season's just less than 2 weeks away here in Illinois. Starts October 1st, so it's September 19th right now. So really excited getting ready for hunting season, and just a couple strategies, I guess, that you can go over so that way you can be successful in seeing deer and hopefully even harvesting a mature buck during the early season. And not only for opening day, but just really the first couple weeks of the season in general. And some seasons have already started already. But number one is the October lull and the hunting pressure. And so there's a big thing with hunting in October that deer leave and that there aren't any deer. And there's two reasons for that. And number one, which I have right by here, is hunting pressure. It's because hunters are going in on private property and public land, and they're just going in, spooking out all the deer, too much hunting pressure, burning out stands, and it's making the deer go away super fast. And it's not the deer's fault that they're leaving. It's because hunters are pushing those deer out during October because we're all super excited to get in the deer woods and start hunting again, but you have to do that strategically and not push out a bunch of deer during the first couple weeks of October. So that's the first way. I guess you can say the October lull is because there's hunting pressure. The second way is because of the whitetail shift, and that's what we'll talk about at the end. But the deer are going to shift to their fall habitat, and they're going to there's not going to be mature bucks if you have summer habitat. If you have fall habitat, then you should see those bucks come in. But some people think, some hunters say that since it's the October lull, when it's not the October lull, it's because they have summer habitat and haven't worked on their fall habitat to have mature bucks on their property during the fall. So that's two things for the October lull. And then number two is food source hunting. And so that's what I'm generally going to be focusing on during the hunting season, is just mainly food source hunting. And not food plot hunting as much, but the field that I got a stand set up, and I got that right under here. The place that we got a hang-on stand in on our property is in a really, really good spot. There's very few tree stands that you can set up on fields that you won't spook deer. And this is one of the very few. I don't think there's another single tree on this property that we could have done that with. And we can get in, not even close to the field we're going to hunt, slip right into it, right back into the stand, right at the back of the stand, climb up, and we'll be seeing the field. And then we can climb right back down, go back the access trail. So we're not going to be spooking any deer hunting that field. And even if there's deer 25 yards in front of us, 30 yards in front of us, we can either wait till those deer leave, or we can just try and be super, super quiet and exit that. But we're not going to be spooking deer accessing. We just got to be super quiet. But really excited to hunt that field. Got a really good spot. But that's a great food source if you can hunt that. If you're not going to be spooking deer accessing that field, and you got one of those hunting setups too, that's a really great place to hunt in the early season. That's probably where I'm going to go on opening day here in just a couple weeks. So food source hunting is really important. Then number three is the weather. And so this doesn't really apply for the opening day that much, but for the first couple weeks of the hunting season, like I've been saying, focusing on the weather, seeing those major weather drops. And so I really learned this from Jeff Sturgis from Whitetail Habitat Solutions. The weather and the shift is really important. It's something that he's been teaching for a long time, and something that I've really gotten to learn and seeing how it's applied on my property as well. And that weather, though, you're just seeing these super high days, even into the 90s maybe, going into the hunting season. And then there's always going to be that one day those couple days, maybe 3 days, where the temperature is just going to drop 10, maybe even 20 degrees. And even a 5 temperature degrees a lot. You can still see more deer movement from a 90-degree day and an 85-degree day. You're going to see more deer movement on that 85-degree day if there was a 90-degree day before that. And so focusing on those major weather drops during the first couple weeks of October, like from a 85-degree day to a 70-degree day the next day, that's a really great time to go get into your stand, because those cool weather shifts, that's going to get bucks and just deer in general up on their feet. And then number 4, the last one, is the whitetail shift. And so this is a really cool thing that's that deer do, that God's designed deer to do. And so it's really fun to watch how those deer from miles away, even driving country roads, watching those deer that have been there all summer now suddenly flow into your property. You'll see numerous bucks come into your property if you have fall habitat and if you worked on fall habitat. And so it's just, like I said, super cool to watch those bucks just flow into your property once the whitetail shifts occur. And so even you might have to wait a little bit. I know here I really didn't see a good shift until October 12th. So even opening day might not see that much. You might not see much. It really depends on your area too, but you might, depending where you're at, you might not see much for the first couple weeks of October, maybe the first or second week. But really, by the end of that second week, you should be seeing a lot of bucks flow in. And if you're not, that's a good reminder for next year to make sure that you're working on that fall habitat for those mature bucks, so that way you can see them shift into your property. So I hope all these things help you: the hunting pressure, food sources, weather, and the shift. And so just hunting opening day, hunting the season in general, the early season. And so just really hope that that helps you. And I hope that you'll have a really successful hunt on opening day and throughout the whole rest of the season.